Jessica Carr, the referee, holding up the Intercontinental Championship. She and Becky Lynch have had quite a few issues. Becky Lynch trying to get Jessica Carr fired for being a lackluster referee in her eyes. The bell has rung. This match is officially underway, and Becky Lynch is already focusing on the wrong woman. She's focusing on the referee and not her opponent, and that could potentially cost Becky Lynch. Look at that athleticism already being shown on display by Sol Ruca. Lynch off balance early on. She was too focused on Jessica Carr that she forgot, hey, I've got an opponent. Sol Ruca planting Becky Lynch into the mat. Ruca hammering away at Becky. Going for the back of the knees and then just planting. Driving Becky Lynch face first, nose first in that middle turnbuckle. And then a snapmare as Sol Ruca's doing a great job at keeping the offense on Becky Lynch. I was wondering if Sol Ruca was going to keep up with Becky Lynch. However, it seems that Sol Ruca is doing a great job so far of keeping the offense applied on Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, right off the bat, put too much of her attention in the referee and their little heated issues, and needed to spend a little bit more time focusing on the actual opponent that she has. Because when you underestimate somebody, that's when things can change. Becky Lynch, baseball slide, catches Sol Ruca. As Becky went to take down Sol Ruca sidestepped. Great balance. Great core strength. Becky Lynch, hand smashing in to the post. High risk. Go big or go home is what I mentioned. That's the name of the game. Sol Ruca got all of that moonsault off the top to Becky Lynch on the floor. A big opening. Let's get another look at this. It was a beauty. And Sol Ruca got all of it. Sol Ruca gets Becky Lynch back into the ring. Only enough for a 2 count following getting Becky Lynch back into the ring from that moonsault. Becky Lynch doing what she can to keep it up and stay with it. Not let her own mind get the best of her. Went for a kick, but Becky Lynch blocks. What a forearm by Ruca. Ruca tried to do some offense from the ropes. However, Becky Lynch is quick to capitalize and counter. Sol Ruca tried to take a risk. Becky Lynch had the answer, and that answer was blocking it, knocking the challenger down, knocking Ruca off her rocker, if you will. Becky Lynch feeling that Sol Ruca doesn't respect her. She wants to show her that she needs to respect her. Becky Lynch has been doing this for such a long time. Sol Ruca has a lot of athletic ability. Now, the one thing that she doesn't show too often, but she does get into it a little bit here and there, get down to the nitty gritty. Don't be afraid to get some mud and dirt on your hands. Becky Lynch just driving Ruca into the barricade. And again, once more, the spine of Ruca connecting with the barricade. with this turnaround from Becky Lynch, it could be a rough night in the office for Sol Ruca, as Becky Lynch looking to come up from the top rope, measuring up her challenger. You don't see Becky Lynch off the top too often. She got all of that leg drop. Will it be enough? And it is not quite enough to put away Sol Ruca, getting in the face of Jessica Carr because, just because. I was going to say because and give a reason for it. Just because. Becky Lynch just doesn't like Jessica Carr. You ever just not like somebody that everything they do, no matter whether it's good or bad, just pisses you off? That's the perspective that Becky Lynch has with Jessica Carr. So it wasn't a 3 count. It's not the end of the world. The match rolls on. Becky Lynch didn't lose her championship. But it gives Becky Lynch to be mad because she didn't win in that moment. She didn't get her way. She didn't get what she wanted. But if she's going to get what she wants, she has to keep putting in the work. And that's what you have to do as a champion. Keep putting in the work day in, day out. That championship is just a symbol of the target that is on Becky's back. These two women were trading blows, but it seems that Becky may have gotten the better of the exchange as Becky heads to the ropes, only to be caught by Ruca. And an uppercut by Ruca. Ruca now starting to pick up the offense, starting to pick things up a little bit. And a German suplex by Ruca as Ruca picks up the pace. A faster pace has certainly benefited Ruca, whereas a slower pace benefits Becky. And the missile dropkick catches flush to Becky. And kip up right back to her feet as Sol Ruca. Running knee, all of it right on the face of Lynch, able to survive. Another look at this missile dropkick. The way that the head of Becky Lynch and the neck snapped back off that dropkick shows just how much force that Ruca got behind when she crashed into Lynch on that dropkick. Ruca was thinking to go after Lynch. However, Lynch was wise to get back into the ring, only to be caught with a drop kick. Ruca thinking soul snatcher, only to be caught into an armbar. Great counter. That's veteran mindset by Becky Lynch. However, Sol Ruca holding on, one hand with her other, trying to make sure that she does not go down. This will not end without a fight. Sol Ruca now turning it around into an STF. Becky Lynch is in deep trouble in no woman's land as Becky Lynch struggles but refuses to give up as she forces to fight free of the grip. Now thinking the disarmer. Sol Ruca realized she was in danger. Becky Lynch ducks under. Jessica Carr to get out of the way. And going for the cover. Ruca turns things around. Becky with a kick to Ruca. And just slamming and driving Ruca into the mat to put away Ruca, but not enough to keep her down. Becky Lynch pissed at Jessica Carr. Jessica Carr made her choice. She had to get out of the ring. Jessica, she's telling Becky like it is. Looking for the manhandle slam, but a backflip into a drop kick. Sticking with the basics, using the drop kick to full effect in this matchup. You got to go with what works. You ever just spam buttons playing like Super Smash Bros or something? That's exactly what it is. Use the same move. If it works, don't fix it. As they say, if it ain't broken, you don't gotta fix it. However, right now, what might not work is Becky Lynch's attempt to provide a crash landing for Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca looks to counter. Deep trouble. High risk. And a massive crash with a super X Factor, an avalanche X Factor off the top. Was not enough to put a stop to Becky Lynch's reign as Intercontinental Champion. Sol Ruca heading back up at the top. Lynch trying to pull. Oh, and Jessica hit the ropes when she lost her balance. And that forced Sol Ruca to lose her balance. Becky Lynch, superplex. Counters. Still going to take a play out of her. Oh, I thought she was going to take a play out of her husband's playbook. Landing on her feet to follow up with a super kick. And now both women are down. Let's get a look at this. Becky went for the DDT and a great counter to flip through it and land on your feet. Athleticism at its peak. It's all about the Women's Intercontinental Championship you saw just moments ago. It's taking its place on its crowned throne. Velvety in all its glory. Sol Ruca ready to take flight. She tried this earlier, but Becky got back in the ring. Just barely caught the champion. A little bit of a miscalculation. It happens when exhaustion builds up. It could have ended worse for Sol Ruca. The fact that she was able to maintain her balance is a true test to how talented and how stable Ruca is. Ruca gets countered. Man, handle, slam. That's gonna do. No, it's not. That's not gonna do it. The manhandle slam has put out opponent after opponent, but Ruca is not one of those opponents that it's gonna put out. Becky Lynch has had a little bit of extra time. That front flip off the moonsault, or that front flip off the springboard, should I say. That was the difference maker. Becky was trying to think Soul Snatcher, it seemed. And Ruca with a manhandle slam. Ruca snatches and stacks. Becky almost got beat with her own move. Can you just say what a career-defining moment that would have been? What a moment that would have been. Manhandle slam. Becky's own move. She got stacked up. And what a difference maker that could have been. How does Ruca capitalize now? Becky back up to her feet. Becky has Ruca up on her shoulders. Ruca rolling through. Take another manhandle slam. Soul Snatcher! We're going to have a new champion! She's done it! Sol Ruca has won the Intercontinental Championship! It can come out of nowhere with one mission to snatch the soul of Becky Lynch. And that's exactly what Sol Ruca did. And it came when Becky Lynch was least expecting it. Moments are made. A career-defining moment for Sol Ruca here in Torino. Clash in Italy. Let's get a look at the final moments of this match. Becky Lynch taking another manhandle slam, catching her footing on the middle rope into a soul snatcher. 1, 2, and 3. The unthinkable and unbelievable moment. All of it was connected. Congratulations to Soul Ruca on her massive win over Becky Lynch. Soak in the moment. Moments like these don't come too often, so take it in with pride. And Becky Lynch in tears. She loses her baby. She loses her pride and joy. The young career of Soul Ruca is now to thrive.